Good morning and good afternoon, my dear students. So this will be the last module or topic for our Accounting 121, Module 8, Income and Business Taxation. So from the word taxation, nasa tax na po tayo. After lahat ng pinag-aralan natin sa financial statements is didiscuss naman natin yung income and business taxation. So, aware tayo na malawak yung taxation. So, dito, i-discuss lang natin ng highlight lang yung taxation kasi uh, ma-encounter nyo din to sa college. So, mas iintindihan niyo siya sa college kasi talagang subject to sa business. Okay? Sa mga kukuha ng business course. Okay? So, good luck sa atin. So, okay. So, principles of taxation. So, aware tayo na malaki yung importance ng tax sa ating bansa. And same with the other countries. Okay? So, wala pong sasahurin ng ating mga government employees kung walang tax and wala pong pondo ang government para sa kanilang mga projects kung walang tax. Kaya malaki pong bagay yan. Okay? So, para para makita nila kung gaano ka-importante yung tax na kinokolekta sa inyo. Okay? In the near future. Kasi pag naging professionals na kayo, may income tax na kayo. So, depende rin yun. Kasi ngayon, pag ang mga freshman pa lang, so, ang sahod is less than 20,000. So, iyon po ay exempted sa tax. Pero yung mga sumasahod po ng more than 20,000, sila po yung kinakaltasan ng tax. So, kumbaga parang para sa mga nag-i-start pa lang sa trabaho is yun yung kagandahan na tulong para sa uh, mga empleyado ng bansa. Okay? So, let's proceed. So, principles of taxation, governing tax law in the Philippines in the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997. The Bureau of Internal Revenue or BIR is the primary implementing agency of this law. Okay? So, aware tayo sa BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue. So, sila po talaga yung nagmamanage ng tax natin. Individually and kung corporation mo. The taxation is the process by which the government collects revenue in order to pay for its expenses. Okay? So, lahat po ng nakokolekta na tax natin is pinabayad po sa ating mga expenses. So, yun nga yung mga different projects ng government. So, dun po yun nag-a-appear. The next income tax is defined as the tax on the net income or the entire income realized in one taxable year. So, ito pong income tax. So, ito po ay collectible for 12 years. 12 months or 1 year. So, yung entire income mo. So, sa entire income mo, so, madedetermine doon kung magkano tax ba or magkano ba yung i-collect na tax sa iyo through that net income or entire income. So, yun po. So, who are required to pay income tax in the Philippines? So, Section 23 of the National Internal Revenue Code of 1997. So, syempre, ito po yan. A citizen of the Philippines living in the Philippines is taxable on all income earned inside and outside the Philippines. So, lahat po ng Pilipino ay ay may taxes po na binabayaran. Yung mga OFWs natin and yung mga workers na nandito sa bansa, sa ating bayan, and yung pati nga yung, di ba yung VAT? So, ayan po, consider siya na tax, value added tax. So, kaya lahat po ng tao is, ano po yan, nakakapag-generate ng, nakakakolekta po yung government natin ng tax. Okay, kasi nga doon sa value added tax na naging project ni Gloria before, no panahon niya. Then, a non-resident citizen is taxable only on income earned in the Philippines. So, ito yung mga investors natin. Okay? Next is yung an OFW is taxable only on income earned in the Philippines. So, yan po, mga OFWs. Then, a foreigner living in the Philippines is taxable only on income earned in the Philippines. Kung yung foreigner po ba na yun is nagtatrabaho dito sa bansa natin, yan, taxable din sila. Then, a domestic corporation is taxable on all income derived from sources inside and outside the Philippines. So, yung malalaking kumpanya po. So, particularly yung domestic corporation. So, ito po yung mga nagbibigay ng trabaho para sa mga like domestic helper. So, most commonly din yung mga OFWs natin na domestic helper. So, taxable po yan. And yung a foreign corporation is taxable only on the income derived inside the Philippines. So, yung mga investors po. So, foreign corporation, yung mga papasok dito na business, diba? Nag-branch out dito sa bansa natin. Like, for example, yung sa cellphone, yung iPhone, diba? Hindi naman po talaga totally sa bansang Pilipinas yan. It's from other country. And yung McDo, diba? McDo Corporation, hindi po sa atin yan. Nag-branch lang din sa atin. Ang sa atin po is si Jollibee, diba? So, talagang Pilipino yung nagmamay-ari yan. Okay? So, next, list of sources of gross income. So, NIRC 1997, Chapter 6, Section 32A. So, ito po yung naka-enlist po dyan yung mga sources of gross income under sa NICR, which is yung NIRC, sorry, National Internal Revenue Code. Okay? So, nakasummarize siya. So, compensation of services in whatever form paid, including but not limited to fees, salaries, wages, commissions, and similar items. So, yan nga po. Yung salary tax natin, pag nagtatrabaho na nga tayo, yung income tax natin, yung income natin. So, yan. Depende nga po yun kung exempted ka or hindi. So, malalaman mo na exempted ka pag below 20,000 yung sahod mo. Okay, pag more than that, automatic may tax po kayo. So, next is gross income derived from the conduct of the trade or business or the exercise of a profession. So, yan po So, trade or business. Okay, whether it's a sole proprietor or partnership or corporation po, yan po. Meron silang tax na kinokolekta. And next, gains derived from dealings in property. So, note subject to 6% capital gains tax for individuals and for corporation if land and building is not used in business. Okay, so may tax din po yung ating mga different properties. So, yung kung aware kayo sa, di ba, pag may ari kayo, may sarili yung bahay, may amilyar na tinatawag, yun po ay tax. Okay, sa property. Next is interest. Notes generally subject to 20% final withholding tax. So, yung interest, so ito po yung mga tawag dito sa mga dine-deposits natin sa bangko. Minsan po, meron niyang kalakip na interest na kinokolekta for our tax. And rent. So, yung mga, hindi ko lang sure kung ito ba ay yung mga nagpapaupa. So, kasi mga nagpapaupa, it's either kung pang-commercial siya or for living, diba, ng isang individual. So, may tax po yan na binabayaran kasi consider yan as a business. Then, royalties, notes generally subject to 20% final withholding tax, 10% from books and literary works. So, yung mga royalties, yung mga yaman natin as individual. So, may tax po yan. So, lahat talaga may tax. Kasi nga, for the sake of the government, para makapag-generate sila ng income for their projects. Okay? Para umunlad yung bansa. Then, dividends. Notes generally subject to 10% final withholding tax for individuals, tax exempt for corporation. So, yung mga dividendo na tinatawag, may encounter nyo to sa work. And pag nagka-work na kayo. And pag mag-i-invest po kayo sa isang kumpanya, meron po yung dividends na tinatawag. So, income po yan. The next, annuities. So, from the word annuities, annual po for 12 years. Okay? Next, yan po yung list of source of gross income. And next, number 9, prices and winnings. Notes generally subject to 20% final withholding tax, except those that are tax exempt based on specific criteria and the law. So, ito po yung prices and winnings, yung mga nananalo po sa loto. Yan, meron po yung tax. So, next pa po, yung mga exempted naman is yung mga pinapakitang nananalo sa TV commercials, 'di ba? Yung sasabihin is 1 million worth of prizes. So, ano po 'yun? Minsan depende pag na-avail nila yung exemption. So, wala po silang binabayarang tax. Pero pag depende po kung pasok sila sa criteria. The next, pensions. So, 'yun. Pati pensions natin, meron ding tax, and partners distributive share from the net income of the general professional partnership. Okay? So, next naman is compensation income. So, yung from the word compensation, ito po yung salary po natin, yung binabayaran na sa atin bilang nagtatrabaho tayo sa isang kumpanya. So, employed individuals that earn compensation income pay their income taxes monthly. So, yan po yun. Philippine individual income tax is progressive. The tax rate increases as the tax base increases, which means that taxpayers with more capacity to pay will pay more taxes. So, yun nga, pag malaki po yung sahod natin, malaki yung sahod natin sa isang kumpanya, automatic, kung gaano po kalaki yung sahod nyo, ganun din po yung ililes sa inyo, yung taxable sa inyo. May percent po dyan. Kasi nga, di ba, yung gross income nyo in a year, ganyan. So, yun po. All individual taxpayers are granted the personal exemption of 50,000. Additional exemptions of 25,000 are given for each qualified dependent, but only up to 4 dependents. So, for husband and wives with children, only one spouse can claim the additional exemption. The husband is deemed head of the family and will claim the deduction unless he explicitly waives his right in favor of his wife. So, yung tax exemption. So, depende po yan kung ano yung composition ng pamilya nyo. Okay, kung ano pa yung i-declare nyo. So, eto, madidiscuss nyo naman to sa, sa college nyo. Tuturo naman yan. So, mas ma-enlighten pa kayo from the word compensation income. So, withholding income tax for employees. So, employers are required by law to withhold income tax dues from their employees' salary. So, yun nga, basta pag sumasahod ka at nag-exceed sa 20K yung sahod mo, yan, pasok ka dun sa taxes. It is implemented because employees may not have sufficient cash to pay for their income tax dues if aggregated to a one-time annual payment. Okay? So, ito po yung ginagawa per month, yung nagkakaltas sila. Kasi nga, sinasabi dyan, pag in a year daw kasi gagawin yan, baka hindi capable yung isang tao na bayaran yung tax niya. Kaya monthly siya ginagawa. So, The withholding tax deduction is computed based on the employee's gross compensation. So net of mandatory contributions to SSS or GSIS, PhilHealth, Employee Wage Fund, tax status, timing of compensation payments, and using the published BIR withholding tax table. So, yung tax table po na yun, ayun po yung mga percentage kung magkano yung i-deduct sa inyo as individual or as employee. Okay? So, income tax is computed at the end of the year based on all compensation income derived during the year. So, pag nasa accounting department ka at na-assign sa'yo itong tax ng inyong mga employees, so, dapat i-familiarize mo to. Okay? Pero may mga guidelines naman si BIR kung paano nyo gagawin yung pagta-tax. Okay? Pag-less ng tax sa inyong mga empleyado. So, taxable income is computed after deducting personal and additional exemptions. Okay? So, yun nga, yung mga exemptions, syempre, minsan yung iba naman kasi is not capable for taxes. Kaya meron tayong different exemptions. Then, applicable tax rate is applied on the taxable income to get the tax due. Then, the total income tax withheld by the employer is deducted from the tax due to get remaining tax liability by the employee. Okay? So, taxpayers who derive their income solely from the compensation are required to file BIR Form 1700 as their income tax returns. However, to give relief to these taxpayers, the employee may present BIR Form 2316 as their income tax return. So, BIR Form 2316 is a statement issued by the employer and signed by the employee but not filed with the BIR. This is referred to as substituted filing. So, ito kasi hindi ko pa siya totally na-encounter sa aking trabaho. So, yung nung nag-training din naman kami kasi sa BIR, as OJT, hindi din naman siya hinandle. Sa amin nun is, tinutulungan po namin ng revenue officers na mag-release ng certificate. So, malayo siya sa amin. So, itong mga forms na to is alam ko meron namang side website yung BIR. So, for sure, downloadable naman po yung mga forms na yan. So, pwede nyo i-check sa internet kung ano yung mga itsura niyan. So, yun po. Then, yung business income. So, itong compensation income, ito po ay para sa empleyado lamang. Itong business income naman is para sa mga may business. It's either sole proprietor siya or partnership or corporation. Okay? So, pakibasa na lang po ako ng mga nandiyan. Then, ang i-highlight ko lang is yung business may settle their income tax liabilities and submit their income tax returns tax form to the government 3 months and 15 days from the close of the year. For a business that follows a calendar year, the date of settlement is April 15. Ito po yung yung every year, yung renewal ng nila, ng business nila. So, dapat kaya nung nag-OJT kami noong April, ang daming mga nagpapa-renew ng certificates nila. So, yan po kasi yun. Then, tawag dito yung mga nagbabayad ng tax ngayon, quarterly. Pag sinabing quarterly, para hindi mabigat kasi yung pagbabayad ng mga business establishment sa kanilang mga tax. So, may mga different offers naman yung BIR. Pero ang sinusunod kasi namin is yung quarterly. So, 4 times po kami nagbabayad ng tax in a year. Okay? So, some business pay income tax on a quarterly basis on their quarter-end income. So, yan po yun yung mention ko kanina. When the tax due is excess of 2,000, the individual taxpayer may elect to pay the tax into equal installments. The first installment should be paid at the time the return is filed, and the second installment is paid on or before July 15 for the following the close of the calendar year. Okay? So, two approaches for the computation of income tax for the business. So, itemized deduction, itemized deduction, use the itemized expenses in the income statement. The business should have a complete set of accounting books and supporting receipts for the deductions that were itemized on the tax form. So, pag nag-file po kayo ng BIR, kunwari po nag-start kayo ng business, meron po silang mga ledgers, may books po sila na binibigay sa inyo. Doon nyo po i-enlist yung mga transactions nyo, lalo na yung mga binabayaran nyo po sa BIR, yung mga tax na binabayaran nyo po. Then, optional standard deduction scheme. Deductions are up to a maximum of 40% of gross receipts. So, gross receipts is equal to net sales plus other taxable income. This means that the business taxable income is equivalent to 60% of gross receipts. Okay, so pera pa po sa gross receipts, if meron pa po dapat i-tax sa inyo, ay ina-add na din po dyan. So, mixed income earner is a compensation earner who at the same time is engaged in business or practice of profession. So, a taxpayer deriving mixed income will also use BIR Form 1701. Okay, ito po yung may business na siya and at the same time nagtatrabaho din po siya. So, yun yung tinatawag na mixed income earner. So, taxable income and tax due. So, yung compensation income, paano nga po siya kino-compute? Ito po yan. Gross compensation, salary and other bonuses, less statutory contributions. Ito po yung mga mandatory benefits. SSS or JSIS, PhilHealth and Pag-ibig Fund. Then, divide for the gross compensation net of statutory payments. Then, less natin yung 13-month pay and other bonuses that are exempted from income tax. Then, is equals to gross taxable compensation income. Then, less personal, 50,000 per taxpayer and additional deductions, 20,000 per qualified dependent, maximum of 4. Then, is equal to net taxable compensation income. Okay? Susundan nyo lang po yung formula na to kung paano po compute ng compensation income. Okay? Next natin is find the taxable income from the table below and compute the tax due based on the table below. So, yan po. So, taxable income, computation of tax due, over but not over. Okay? So, rate sa 10,000 may 5% po. So, 500 plus 10% of the excess over 10,000. Then, 2,500 plus 15% of the excess over 30,000. So, yan po yan. Yung pag sa, income tax, pag 10,000 po yung salary mo per month, automatic may 5% ka po. Pero pag nagre-range yung saldo sa 10,000 to 30,000, so ito po, 500 plus 500 plus 10% of the excess over 10,000. So, ganun po yung computation. Okay, so depende po sa salary range nyo. Okay, ito po yung range niyan ha. So, 10,000 to 30,000. So, 30,000 to 70,000. 70,000 to 140,000. So, depende po dyan kung ilang percent po yung ikakalta sa inyo. Mapapansin nyo naman sundan nyo lang po yung computation natin. So, example po natin, Juan de la Cruz generated annual compensation income of 615,000. So, statutory payments are as follows. So, 6,975.60. So, minus 4,250. Pag-ibig contribution ng 1,200. Then, total of 13,425.60. Ito po yung less statutory contribution, sorry. So, ito total niyo po itong SSS, PhilHealth, at saka yung Pag-ibig. So, a total of 13,425.60. Tax-exempt 13-month pay and other bonuses. So, may 50,000 daw po siya. Then, note maximum tax-exempt 13-month and other bonuses is 82,000 per revenue. Regulation. 2015. So, ito po yung computation natin. So, 615,000. So, ilas po natin yung statutory contributions na 13,425.60. Then, less tax-exempt 13-month bonus na 60,000. 60,000 or 50? May typographical ito. Dapat 50 siya. So, pa-correct nyo na lang po. So, gross taxable income. So, ang gawin po natin, try natin ha. So, compute natin kung 50,000 siya or 60. Kasi mali yung nasa, nakalagay, 615 minus 13, 45, 160, minus 60,000 is, so, paki-correct na lang po ako dito sa tax exempt natin na 13-month bonus. Ito po dapat ay 60,000. 60,000 po dapat to ha. So, hindi po 50,000. Pa-correct na lang. Baka kasi, typographical po. So, gross taxable compensation income is 541,000. 541,574.40. So, scenario 1. So, Juan de la Cruz is single with no qualified dependent. So, gross taxable compensation income. So, yun po. Complete natin. So, less personal deduction of 50,000. Then, yung net taxable compensation income is 491,574.40. So, from the tax table, tax due for 491,574.40 is computed as follows. So, 50,000 plus 30% of the excess over 250,000. So, 50,000 plus 30%. So, ang gagawin nyo po, ilagay nyo muna yung net taxable compensation income na 491,574.40. Less nyo po muna sa 250,000. So, alam nyo naman po yung rules natin pag sa mathematics. So, yung naka-parenthesis muna yung unahin natin. And saka nyo ilalagay yung ita-times sa 30%. So, automatic, pag naka-percent po siya, i-convert nyo siya in a whole number. So, 0.3 po siya. Diba? Times 100 mo. So, 0.3. So, then, saka nyo ipa-plus yung 50,000. So, makukuha nyo na po yung sa tax table. Okay? Yung taxable income. Okay? So, yun po siya. So, hindi naman siya ganun kahirap pag nagko-compute ng tax. Kailangan nyo lang po sundin tong formula natin. So, pag na-familiarize nyo na yan, nasunod nyo na yan, and nagawa nyo to, hindi na kayo mahihirapan. So, mas maganda siguro, ganito yung gawin nyo pag nagpa-plot kayo ng tax. Okay? Para mas madali siyang intindihin. Diba? Mas madali siyang makompute. Para mas nakikita agad. Diba? Para makuha nyo na eksakto yung kino-compute mo. So, ito po pinakita natin na computation. Ito po compensation income. Ito po ay for individual ha. For individual po ha. Iba pa po yung computation natin pag company. Okay, pag mga corporation. Okay? So, another scenario, Juan de la Cruz is married with 3 qualified dependents. So, gross taxable compensation income na 541. So, ito yung kanina nasa illustration. Then, less personal deduction of 50,000. Then, additional deduction na 25,000 times 3. So, di ba pag may mga qualified dependents ka, So, 25,000 times 3, so 75,000 po. Per dependent po, ito po ay nagkakahalaga ng 25,000. Okay? So, dahil tatlo po yung qualified dependents, i-multiply nyo po sa 3. Then, net taxable income. So, ililess nyo lang po yung 541 sa 50 and 75. So, net taxable compensation income is 416,574.40. Okay? So, para makuha nyo naman yung sa tax table, so, ito lang po yan. Okay? Sundan nyo lang yung formula. Okay? Huwag po nating agad-agad i-compute to, ha? Unahin nyo muna yung naka-parenthesis. So, sundin lang natin kung ano yung natutunan natin sa math before. Tinuro ng mga teachers. Okay, so next naman is yung business income. Ito naman yung para sa business, whether sole proprietor, partnership, and corporation tayo. Okay, so total revenues, sales, professional fee, and etc. Less po natin yung total expenses, cost of goods sold, operating expenses, then taxable income from business. Pag taxable income from business naman is less nyo po yung personal na 50,000 per taxpayer and additional reduction sa mga qualified dependents natin. Maximum po natin is 4. Then, net taxable income. So, example na po, ito po yung mga sample computations natin. So, yan. Juan de la Cruz is the owner-manager of JDC Trading Company. Total sales generated during the year amounted to 1,230,000. Cost of goods sold is 492,000. So, naka-indicate naman kung yung mga amounts para ma-solve nyo agad. Okay, given na po yan. Titignan nyo lang yung mga records nyo para magawa nyo to, yung business income. Okay? Then, ito po yung sales, yung 1,230,000. Less po natin. Yung cost of goods sold, yung 492. So, 738,000 po yung gross profit. Then, may operating expenses pa po tayo na 184,500. So, ilas niyo po yan sa 738. So, taxable income from business or profession is 553,500. Okay? Next naman is yung scenario 1. So, one de la Cruz is single with no qualified dependent. So, gross taxable compensation income, 0. So, less personal deduction of 50,000. So, nag-negative po yung net taxable compensation income. Kasi nga, wala siyang qualified dependent. So, taxable income from business or profession is 553,500. So, ililess nyo po yung 50,000. So, a total of 503,500. Ito po yung total taxable income. So, sundan nyo na lang po yung formula natin. Okay? Then, meron dyan may nakabulat dyan. Is this the amount payable for the BIR on April 15? So, not exactly. If during the year, some of the JDCs issued creditable income tax withheld, meaning the clients remitted the withheld amount to the BIR, then the amount withheld may be deducted from 126,120. Creditable income tax withheld is basically prepaid income tax. Okay. Next, the remaining liability after deducting creditable tax withheld, if greater than 2,000, may be paid in installment, half on April 15 and the other half on July 15. Okay, para hindi ganun kabigat yung binabayaran ng business establishment. So, nagbabayad sila in half. So, installment basis. Then, scenario 2, one de la Cruz is single with one qualified dependent. So, JDC received creditable income tax withheld from its customer at 27,655. So, gross taxable compensation income, 0. Wala naman po nakalagay dyan. Scenario, then personal deduction. So, ilas nyo lang po. Sundin nyo lang po. Alam nyo naman kung kahit saan kayo mag-less or mag-add para makuha yung inyong tinatax. So, sundan nyo lang po iyan. Okay, so from the tax table, so 478,500 is computed as follows. So 50,000 plus 30% of the excess over 150,000. So yan ha. So sundan nyo lang po yung sa math natin. Okay, yung naka-parenthesis muna, then times 30%, saka nyo ipa-plus yung 50. So a total of 90,895 non-tax table. So, etong mga to, sundan nyo lang po yung ano natin, yung formula. Okay? So, hindi kayo malilito. Pag ginagawa nyo po yung activities nyo, i-compare nyo lang po, sundan nyo lang, i-check nyo lang po yung module natin and para makomplete nyo po ng tama. Okay? So, yung sa mixed income, yung taxpayer earns both compensation and business income, syempre, iba po yung pagbabayad niya sa tax individually para sa sinasahod niya, sa salary niya, tsaka sa business niya. So, ito po yan, yung example. So, Juan de la Cruz, a married man with 2 qualified dependents, generated income from the following sources. Compensation income. My annual compensation income generated was 555,000. Statutory payments are as follows. So, pag-add nyo lang yung SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig. So, a total of 13,425. Then, tax-exempt with 13-month pay na 60,000. Then, employer withheld 89,471.16. So, professional income. So, paano kinocompute yung professional income? So, consultancy services earned 1,230,000. Clients withheld 61,500 and provided creditable income tax withheld tax returns. So B, he has no record of the receipts of his expenses. He opted for standardized deductions. So ito po yung computation ng compensation income under mixed income. So gross compensation, so 555, ito po yung sa A. Then less nyo yung statutory sa B. Then less nyo din yung sa C. Sa C. Ay, sa tama. Tax exempt sa C. Then, yung gross taxable compensation income. So, di ba? Pagkatas nyo itong i-less sa 555, lalabas po yung 481,574.40 as gross taxable compensation income. Then, less nyo po yung personal deduction na 50,000. Then, less additional deduction na. Dahil yung additional deduction meron siyang 2 qualified dependents. So, aware tayo per dependent may 25,000. So, dahil dalawa yun, times 2, 50,000. So, ililas nyo lang po yung ito sa gross taxable compensation income. Then, magre-result na po sa net taxable compensation income, which is 381,574.40. So, para hindi po kayo mahihirapan, iganto nyo na lang yung pagko-compute. At least nakikita nyo kung saan nagagaling yung mga amount na to. Okay, kung saan nyo kinukuha. Okay. Next is yung sa business income naman. Revenue from consultancy services. So, may 1,230,000 sa A, sa personal income. Then, yung 40% standard deductions. So, 492,000. So, i-less nyo lang, which is taxable income from business or profession is 738,000. So, combined nyo lang po yung kinita niya sa business income is 738,000. Then, next, net taxable compensation income 381,574.40. So, i-add nyo lang po yan. So, add nyo po a total of 1,119,574.40. Ito po yung total taxable income. Okay? Ito po ay in a year to in a year. So, from tax table, tax due for 1 million is computed as follows. So, sundan nyo lang po yung sa tax table natin. Katulad lang din ng mga illustrations before. So, next natin, yung sa tax due na 323,263.81. So, less income tax withheld by employer. If may employer siya, syempre. Then, creditable income tax withheld by clients na 61,500. So, ililas lang. Then, a total of net tax payable is 172,292.65. So, sundan nyo lang po yung formula natin para hindi po kayo maliligaw. And kung paggagawa po kayo ng activity, i-recall nyo lang yung mga sample illustrations para mas madali nyo magawa yung activities. Okay? BIR registrations and permits. So, pag ito po yung mga requirements ng BIR pag ikaw po ay para maging legit or anong tawag dun? Recorded yung mga tax na binabayaran mo. So, ang number 1 nila is tax identification number. So, pag nagtatrabaho po kayo sa isang kumpanya, ito po yung isa sa mga requirements nyo. Kasi nga, every employee is mandatory for a tax. Okay? So, kaya pinapa-require nila yan as bagong empleyado ka. Then, evidence of income of businesses and professionals are to be registered with the BIR. Pag magtatayo ka po ng business, so, yung mga ano nyo po, yung mga business permits nyo po, yung sa SEC, if corporation or partnership, then yung DTI, pag sa sole proprietor, ito po yung mga kailangan nyo. So, next is yung book of accounts, journals, and ledgers are to be stamped by BIR. Ito po yung ini-issue sa mga business establishment para i-record lahat ng transactions na nangyayari sa inyong business para nakikita din nila yung mga dapat i-tax sa'yo. Okay? So, yan, pag nag-register po kayo ng ng COR nyo sa BIR, then approve na nila yung business mo, yan na po yun. Okay? I-issuehan ka yan. So, okay. So, ito na yung activities natin. So, i-match nyo lang kung ito bang mga nasa set B is under TIN ba siya, official receipts and sales invoice, book of accounts. Then, dito naman sa to do, so, download nyo po yung BIR form. Meron po niyan sa Google, search lang po, download lang. As if kayo po yung nandiyan. So, imagine nyo na lang na kayo po, i-assume nyo lang na kayo po ay may business income na 800,000 and you are entitled to 100,000 personal exemption. So, fill upan nyo lang yung 1701 para ma-familiarize nyo lang yung form na yan, yung BIR form. Okay, para pag kayo na yung magtatayo ng sarili ng business or if ever magiging employee na kayo in the future, so kahit pa paano aware po kayo sa mga tax na binabawas or kinakaltas sa inyo. Okay? So it's mandatory po. Wala pong exempted sa tax. Okay? Pag hindi po nakakapagbayad ng tax, may mga case po yan, may mga penalties po yan. So, much better po na nababayaran natin. Kaya sa accounting department nyo, so automatic sila na yung nag-less or nag-deduct sa inyo para hindi na kayo hassle na kayo pa yung magpa-file sa BIR. So yun po yung advantage yan. Kaya sila na yung nagpa-file. Okay? Pag sa business mo naman, kumukuha ka ng sarili mong bookkeeper. Okay? Para siya yung mag-handle ng mga taxes mo. Okay? So, I hope clear po yung ating discussion. So, kung nalilito man kayo, i-PM nyo lang ako. And may questions, PM lang po kayo. So, maraming salamat and have a nice day and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So, goodbye class. So, ingat kayo, ingat-ingat. Goodbye.